Good late morning, everyone. This is John Paul Reyes, and welcome to my STS Talk. Today, we will be discussing the acceptance of GMOs or genetically modified organisms in a macroeconomic and scientific scale. Unfortunately, the release of this video will be 2 hours late as it is my birthday yesterday. Yes, happy birthday to me. So, let us start. What are genetically modified organisms? So we have two definitions here. GMOs are living organisms whose genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally through mating or natural combination of context of agriculture and food production. Well, GMOs typically refer to the crops and livestock that have been genetically engineered for specific purposes, such as improved resistance to pests, diseases, herbicides, increased yields, enhanced nutritional content for medicine, and other desirable traits. So let us start discussing these agricultural GMOs. One of the most common GMOs of these are crops like corn, soybean, cotton, and canola, which have been genetically modified to resist pests, tolerate herbicides, Roundup Ready soybeans, and exhibit other traits like drought resistance or improved nutritional content. So, brief history of this agricultural GMO is its early development in the 1970s and the 1980s. So in the 1990s, the first agricultural GMO, the flower starter tomato, was introduced for designed longer shelf life, and in 2000, the adoption of agricultural GMOs rapidly expanded globally, with countries like the United States, Argentina, Brazil, and Canada widely cultivating GMO crops like maize, soybean, cotton, and canola, such as there. And in 2010, GMO crops have been continued to grow and also livestock in numerous countries, such as an example of the evolution of the farm chicken. In 1957, we have been using very thin chickens, and as the years gone by, we have injected more and more meat so that we can be more resource efficient. In 2010, GM crops continued to be grown in numerous countries. They have been accepted, yes, but there have been also backlashes, and new genetic modification were introduced, including drought-resistant and nutritionally enhanced varieties. However, debates regarding their safety, environmental impact, and regulatory policies persisted. So, there are philosophies and controversies surrounding these GMOs. One of the most important GMOs of all time, which is medicine. So, the development of medicinal GMOs, also known as biopharmaceuticals or biologics, represent a significant advancement in the field of medicine. The genetic engineering is not limited to agriculture. It also produces medications. First of the examples, such as insulin, through genetically modified bacteria in medicine, they can create specific proteins, enzymes, and drugs. So, brief history of the medicinal GMO started in the 1970s and 80s, where the groundwork for the medicinal GMO was laid with the advent of genetic engineering. And in 1982, the first engineered pharmaceutical product was approved by the US Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. This product was the human insulin, produced by genetically modified bacteria. This Prior to this, insulin has been harvested from animal sources, but the new GMO-based production revolutionized insulin production and made it more readily available. In the 1990s, saw a growing interest in the development of the GMOs for medicinal purposes. These researchers began creating genetically modified organisms such as bacteria and manipulates mammalized cells such as Dolly the sheep to produce therapeutic proteins, monoclonal antibodies, and other biopharmaceuticals. And in 2000, advances in biotechnology and genetic engineering techniques led to the commercialization of various pharmaceutical products. And these products include vaccines, monoclonal antibodies for cancer treatment, and therapeutic enzymes. So it is not all bad that corporations have started to research as we had more manpower. But yes, it is monetized. Well, our researchers needed their well deserved money for what they do to save lives. Medicinal GMOs have played a crucial role in providing safe and effective treatment for a wide range of medical conditions. They have revolutionized the production of therapeutic proteins and other biologics, offering improved treatments for diseases and conditions that were previously challenged to manage. Um, so this field continues to evolve, with ongoing research and development aimed at addressing unmet medical needs, such as cancer, tuberculosis, and more lethal diseases that have been known to mankind without any cure yet. So let us short examples of countries all over the world that extensively use GMOs. So as we can see, it is not limited to one continent, but depending on how they use it. United States, Brazil, Argentina, Canada, India, China, Paraguay, South Africa, and Uruguay. All of these countries have been known for their production lines and their exports in genetically modified GMOs. So while GMOs have proven to have a great effect on mankind, there are still philosophies and controversies surrounding GMOs. First is feeding the world. And while there is environmental sustainability in GMO, there are also critics that argue that GMOs can have unintended environmental consequences. Some GMOs have been engineered to reduce the need for pesticides and herbicides, but these have led to more pesticide immune pests, which can lead to an reduced biodiversity of GM crops that have evolved. Third is the economic benefits of GMOs as it is easier and more cheaper to produce. Fourth is healthier food. We can develop more nutritional profiles in food. Fifth and sixth are sixth is the summarization of all the philosophies favoring GMO. So the reducing post-harvest losses, GMOs can extend the shelf life of crops or make them less susceptible to spoilage. And that in scientific progress, summarizing all of this, proponents believe that biotechnologies, including GMOs, can drive scientific advancement and innovation in agriculture, medicine, and other fields. Moving on, there are controversies that surround GMOs. First is the healthy and safety concerns. Some people, which are not informed, are concerned about the potential health risks of consuming GMOs, which is valid, as some of the corporations have only been releasing GMOs for profit. Critics argue is that the corporate control has significant controversy in revolving around the control of biotech corporations and intellectual property rights in GMO development. So the privatization of GMOs have been a bane also, as more researchers have been developing for the sake of money. One of the solutions of this is to government subsidy for more public researchers. So there are also ethical and socioeconomic concerns, labeling and consumer choice, regulatory and scientific oversight, which are more on the consumer side. Well, there are pro science and anti scientific people. Although science is supported by evidence, there is still unavoidable fear of the unknown. And uneducated people are given options and opinions about GMOs, and we cannot avoid their insights. And as more knowledgeable people, it is our task to pick what is the most beneficial for us and accept that science and technology has been assisting us even in the fields of food and medicine. That is all for our TED Talk. Thank you for watching Late Night STS.